Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion. Let's take a look at a response to one of my videos. The Bible absolutely nowhere tells women that they have to cover up their bodies.
If a woman does not cover her head, she should have her hair cut off. And if it is a disgrace for a woman to have her hair cut or shaved off, she should cover her head. A man ought not to cover his head, since he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of man. If somebody starts off a sentence saying things like absolutely, nowhere, never, always, all of these absolutist terms, and then what he's saying is a lie, why would you waste any time listening to anything they say?
So two things to say here. First, this creator actually cuts me off mid-sentence. They don't allow me to finish the sentence. Here's the full sentence. The Bible absolutely nowhere tells women that they have to cover up their bodies so that they don't cause men to stumble. So I wasn't just talking about any and all references to women covering a part of their body. I was talking about demands that women cover parts of their bodies so that they don't drive men to lust after them. And in another part of the video, I actually make direct reference to 1 Corinthians 11. Take a look. Never once does it say they have to cover up certain parts of their bodies. Now, I just put the text on the screen to make sure that I was covering that base. In other videos, I directly address what's going on in 1 Corinthians 11, which is about ritual context and has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with requiring that women cover their bodies so that they don't compel other men to lust after them. So this creator has had to carefully edit my sentence so that they could then flagrantly misrepresent what I was trying to say.
Secondly, these moderates and apologetics, and I used to be one when I was younger, I would be one of those, oh, but the Quran doesn't really say this, but khimar means this, but this is not actually hijab. It doesn't matter. You can argue your guts out. The extremists don't give a fuck. All the extremists gives a fuck about is, okay, they're trying to argue, they're moderates, blah, 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 but they are Christians or Muslims or Jews. You identify like that, and listen carefully. With the coming times, with AI and all of that stuff happening, if you identify, there will come a time, if you identify as one of them, they will decide what your life and what your rights are. In Malaysia, Muslims are stuck. In Malaysia, Muslims cannot enter any facility, any building where they're serving alcohol or where there's gambling going on. Why? Because they don't have the freedom as an individual. The government has decided how to live with non-Muslims. Muslims, you cannot even enter these facilities, even if your friends are going. You have to actually show your ID card and your passport to show that you're not a Muslim from Malaysia, you're a freaking tourist, let me enter this hotel. But the non-Muslims over there can do what they want. So there can absolutely be a time in America where if you identify as a Christian, you will be forced to do what the Christians in that country with the 7 Mountain Mandate and all this stuff that they're doing. It'll be illegal for you to do all these things, but if you don't identify as a Christian or a Muslim or a Judaism, it will give you a freaking chance. It will give the secular people a freaking chance to create a society they do want to live in. Please don't fall for this apologetic, moderate stuff. You do not, your soul does not need to believe in a he God. This he God, this male God worshiping God, this Abrahamic God, will inflame your soul. Every single time you call God a he, you are literally inflaming your soul, your higher self, because it knows what God doesn't have a gender. And you can make up all the excuses you want. You will not reach the heights of a person who has internalized the fact that God does not have a gender. I cannot be more clear about it. You just have to experience it for yourself.
So I don't really understand what's going on in the rest of this video. I actually don't refer to God as a he, and I'm not an apologist in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. And the statement that I made in my original video is 100% accurate and is not an apologetic statement at all. There is no part of the Bible that tells women they have to cover up so that men do not lust after them. That's simply a fact.